Hey guys, as I film this, it is now Monday, April 4th, 12:11 in the morning. WrestleMania 32 just ended not too long ago, and if you include the 2-hour kickoff show, this WrestleMania was almost 7 hours long, the longest WrestleMania I've ever seen, probably the longest WrestleMania of all time. And I guess for the most part, the show was good. Wasn't great like last year's. Wasn't horrible like WrestleMania 11. All in all, it was just good. Not great, not bad, just kind of in between. The matches, some for the most part, were good. The results, though, left a lot of people unhappy, and you'll see why. So this is my WrestleMania 32 thoughts video, and yeah, let's get into it. The first match was on the kickoff show, and it was the United States Championship match between Kalisto and Ryback. This match was okay, nothing special. Ryback pretty much played Goliath with Kalisto playing David, and in the end, Kalisto got the win, and the underdog was able to retain his belt. A nice, fun, little entertaining match to kind of get the crowd going, or what little of the crowd was actually in the building for the match as WrestleMania 32 began. After that, it was the Total Divas versus Team Bad and Blonde. And this match, again, okay. Kind of just out there, I guess, to promote Total Divas and as a way to get as many women in the division onto the WrestleMania show as possible. Solid match overall, but in typical fashion, at the end, it just ended with every woman hitting their finisher in succession until I think it was Brie Bella picked up the win, and then her sister Nikki came out to celebrate, and they hoisted Brie up on their shoulders because, based on reports, this is Brie's last WrestleMania. Now that her husband's retired, I guess she's going to retire too, so I guess that was her farewell from WWE. Nice little moment for her. After that, it was the Usos versus the Dudley Boys. This match, okay. Out of the kickoff show matches, these three, I would say this was the worst one. Nothing special, but there was a cool moment at the end after the Usos beat the Dudleys. They put them on these tables, and they both did double splashes off the turnbuckle onto each of the Dudley through the table. That was cool, but other than that, the match was just okay at best. And then on the official WrestleMania 32 card, the first official match was the Intercontinental Championship ladder match between Dolph Ziggler, The Miz, Sami Zayn, Stardust, Sin Cara, Zack Ryder, and Kevin Owens. And I thought that it was either going to be Sami Zayn or Kevin Owens winning this belt. And in fact, I tweeted, if you follow me on Twitter, I said I think that either Owens or Zayn will win, but it'd be awesome if Ryder grabs the belt. And that's exactly what he did. He won the Intercontinental Championship. He grabbed it in a fun match filled with a ton of cool spots. Sami Zayn actually looked like he broke Kevin Owens' face after he slammed it into the ladder. And Sin Cara had a sweet spot where the ladder was falling. He jumped off, hit the top rope, and I think he hit a senton to a group of people outside the ring. There were just a ton of cool spots in this match, and definitely one worth checking out, and one of the best matches on the WrestleMania 32 card. And as I said, Zack Ryder, Mr. Woo Woo Woo, Long Island IZ, your new Intercontinental Champion, and it was probably the most heartwarming moment of the night, I think, with Zack Ryder winning. After that, it was AJ Styles versus Chris Jericho, and this was a really good match. Great wrestling match. Jericho and Styles have great chemistry in the ring together. Probably would have been a lot cooler had we not already seen this match a bunch of times, but it was still good regardless. And in the end, Jericho picks up the win with a code breaker. I thought this was over when Styles hit the Styles Clash, but no, Jericho kicks out of that. Styles goes for, I think, the forearm off the top rope, and Jericho counters it into a huge code breaker. Picks up the win. Shocked me. I thought for sure AJ Styles was going to win in his first WrestleMania. Apparently not. Jericho picks up the win here, and these two will probably have like a rubber match at Extreme Rules to end this rivalry. Other than that, great match overall though. Following that match, it was the New Day versus the League of Nations. And the New Day had a great entrance. There was a huge box of Bootios, and they went all out. Really fun entrance. New Day is way over with the WWE crowd. And they took on, as I said, the League of Nations. And then another shocker of the night, League of Nations picks up the win. I was shocked by Zack Ryder, I was shocked by Chris Jericho, and I was shocked by League of Nations. I thought for sure the New Day, one of the most over acts in WWE, would get a WrestleMania moment and a WrestleMania win, but no, League of Nations picks up the win. And then after the match, they cut a promo saying how there's no group that could take them on, and out comes Shawn Michaels, Mick Foley, and Stone Cold Steve Austin, and all hell broke loose. It was fun. The Legends took out the League of Nations, and then after that, the New Day came in and celebrated with them. But not before Xavier Woods got a Stone Cold Stunner from Steve Austin, which was awesome. Anytime you got Mick Foley, Shawn Michaels, especially Stone Cold Steve Austin in the middle of the ring, you're always guaranteed gold, and this was no different. It was a really cool segment. The match, though, okay, but the segment after that, awesome. After that, it was Brock Lesnar versus Dean Ambrose in a street fight. The match I've been looking forward to the most. Cincinnati's own Dean Ambrose taking on the Beast, Brock Lesnar. This match was really entertaining, but I thought it was really short. I thought WWE would have given these guys more time, considering how long the show was, almost 7 hours. But the match seemed short, but it was still violent. Still a solid, entertaining match overall, and another shocker, I guess not really a shocker, but Brock Lesnar beats Dean Ambrose after a German suplex onto a ton of chairs in the ring, and then an F5 on a big stack of chairs, and Lesnar gets the win. I don't get it. I thought this was going to be Dean Ambrose's night. He was finally get that trademark signature WrestleMania moment type of win. Doesn't happen. I'm left scratching my head because Lesnar's probably going to disappear until maybe SummerSlam. Ambrose is going to be here pretty much every week with Raw and SmackDown and all that. And with him not getting that win, I don't know what WWE has in store for him. I mean, I'm probably being a biased Cincinnati Dean Ambrose fan, but I feel like WWE dropped the ball with that decision big time. I really felt Dean Ambrose should have gone over Lesnar. It would have made him a definitely main event player already, cemented his status as that. I mean, I think he has all it takes to be a main event guy. If some people don't really consider him that already, I do, but I feel like this win would have definitely made everybody see him as a main event guy, and I don't get why they didn't give him the win over Lesnar. After that, it was the Triple Threat Women's Championship match. They finally got rid of that stupid-looking Divas title belt with the butterfly that looked like a toy and replaced it with an actual WWE Championship Women's title belt, and they're calling it the Women's Division now, which about freaking time. The match was really good. Becky Lynch, Sasha Banks, and Charlotte put on a great performance. The crowd was really into it. I was really into it. But in the end, Charlotte gets the win. Another shocker. I was not predicting that. I thought either Banks or Becky was going to get the win. I think Banks was the favorite, but I thought WWE might pull a swerve and have Becky win it. I would have been happy with either, but Charlotte gets the win. Crazy match. A lot of cool spots, a lot of fun to watch, but Charlotte retains the title. Well, I guess she drops the Divas title, picks up the women's title, but she's still the women's champ, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens going forward. I'm sure these three will have a rematch, possibly at Extreme Rules, but it's going to be interesting to see what happens with the women's division now that they're finally being recognized as women and not divas. After that, it was the Hell in a Cell match between Shane McMahon and The Undertaker, and in my opinion, this was the show's match of the night. A lot of cool spots, pretty brutal, pretty violent, and Shane O'Mac, oh my god, the biggest WrestleMania moment of the night. Shane McMahon and Undertaker, they got outside the ring. This was after Shane had already been chokeslammed onto steel stairs and received the last ride. Shane found bolt cutters under the ring, cuts the side of the cell open. Undertaker drives Shane into the cell, which then collapses, or the side collapses, and they're outside the ring. Later, Shane has Undertaker in a sleeper hold, and they're standing on some platform. In order to counter the sleeper hold, Undertaker just jumps off the platform through an announce table onto Shane, with Shane on him. So Shane already went through one announce table here. Shane later gains the upper hand. I think he hits Undertaker in the head with a monitor. Undertaker is laying on another announce table, and Shane McMahon, being the adrenaline junkie daredevil that he is, climbs the Hell in a Cell, and this one is bigger than the one that Mick Foley fell off in 1998. This one's like 20 feet tall. So he's on the top of the cell, and yeah, you know what's gonna happen next. He drops a huge elbow off of it, jumps off the cage, comes crashing through the table. Undertaker, thank God, moved out of the ring. If he doesn't move, I'm pretty sure Shane McMahon drives an actual hole into his chest. But Undertaker moves, Shane McMahon drops 20 feet from the top of the cell through the table. Sickest moment of the night. It was awesome. I'm surprised Shane was conscious, because yeah, 20 feet off the cell through the table, crazy. You definitely have to see that. Undertaker, though, later picks up Shane, brings him in the ring, tombstones him, gets the 1, 2, 3. So Undertaker wins, and yeah, I guess Shane doesn't get control of the WWE. I'm sure he probably will somehow. He's probably gonna spill the beans on what Vince's big secret is or whatever. But yeah, as for now, though, Undertaker will be appearing at another WrestleMania with a win. Shane McMahon gets taken out on a medical card after crashing 20 feet off the Hell in a Cell through the announce table, and craziest match of the night. Match of the night, in my opinion. Following that, it was the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, and this match started at 10:20. Okay, so this is getting pretty late. It was a ton of stars in there. You got Kane, the Social Outcast, Big Show, Tatanka was in it. DDP made a special appearance, but perhaps the most shocking surprise of the night was Shaquille O'Neal. That's right, Shaquille O'Neal, former NBA champion, the former Laker, Miami Heat. The guy's just been around the league before retiring, and now he can say he's officially competed at a WrestleMania. It was cool to see him in the ring, but yeah, he and the Big Show got eliminated at the same time. And in the end, the winner of the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, Baron Corbin, comes from out of nowhere. The NXT star, really shining bright on the WrestleMania stage. He claims the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal trophy for himself by, I think, last eliminating Kane, and it's going to be a good sign of things to come for him. Could be making his main roster debut pretty soon. I mean, why else would WWE have him win the Battle Royal? So that was a really cool surprise. After that, it was not the main event. It was The Rock versus Eric Rowan. Yes, The Rock had a WrestleMania match against Eric Rowan after a segment in which he came out with the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders with a flamethrower. He comes to the ring, announces that WrestleMania 32 set an all-time attendance record of 101,000 some odd people. Then the Wyatts come out, Bray Wyatt cuts a promo. The Rock reveals he's actually in his ring gear, challenges one of them to a match. Turns out it's Eric Rowan. And as soon as the bell rings, Rock hits the rock bottom on Rowan, pins him, 1, 2, 3, 6-second match. After that, the Wyatts, Rowan, Strowman, and Bray gather on the ring. Look like they're going to beat up The Rock. But John Cena comes out to make the save, so Rock and Cena stand tall. Cena hits the FU and the 5-knuckle shuffle. Rock hits the rock bottom and the people's elbow, and it was a cool segment, I thought. But yeah, at this point, I think it was past 11 o'clock. Usually WrestleMania is over at or a little before 11. So yeah, WWE is running way behind. So the main event followed. It was Roman Reigns versus Triple H for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, and Triple H came out with a really weird entrance. It wasn't like cool like last year's entrance where he came out with like the Terminator. This one was kind of weird. Stephanie McMahon gave some like 5-minute speech, which I kind of zoned out on. And yeah, so he comes to the ring, gets the hero's welcome, even though he's the heel. And then Roman Reigns gets booed out of the building, even though he's the face. So that was a big problem that a lot of people thought WWE would have. And yeah, it came to fruition as Reigns was being pretty much treated as the heel in this match despite being the face. The match itself was okay. A real cool spot that got everybody cheering for Reigns is when he speared Stephanie. That was fun. Yeah, I like seeing that. Stephanie, gosh, she's annoying. So I was really happy to see Reigns spear her. But in the end, Reigns picks up the win over Triple H to a deafening crowd of boos. And yeah, no Seth Rollins to make the save this year. And they didn't modify the main event like they did at WrestleMania 30. So the show goes off the air with the newly coronated face of WWE, Roman Reigns, getting booed out of the building. Very, very strange WrestleMania to say the least. It was still good, not as good as last year's or my personal favorite 17. Not terrible though, like WrestleMania 11, but it was just good. The booking decisions though, wow, real head scratchers. Amber's not going over really confused me. Charlotte not dropping the belt, I did not understand. Zack Ryder, I'm really happy that he won, but that decision came out of left field. But a really heartwarming moment for him nonetheless. Glad he won that. Jericho picking up the win over Styles. Gosh, like, if you would have asked me to predict every outcome of this match, or every match outcome on WrestleMania, I would have been wrong. Totally wrong. Well, except for Reigns, and then Shane and Undertaker, that was a toss-up, so who knows. So, I mean, Reigns winning was a given, and then Undertaker, McMahon, 50-50 shot at getting that right. But everything else, I would have voted confidently, saying, you know, Ambrose would win this, Kevin Owens would retain. I've been completely wrong. Strange WrestleMania from a booking decision. Good show, just good. So yeah, make sure you check it out though, at least for the ladder match, and definitely check it out for the Women's Championship match. And to see Shane McMahon drop 20 feet off Hell in a Cell, that was crazy. Moment of the night, match of the night in my opinion. And yeah, if you like this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel, and check out my website at cincyfanzone.blogspot.com. I post a lot of wrestling stuff up there, I post a lot of sports stuff up there, I got autographs up there, pictures from different events that I go to. Every bobblehead in my collection is up there as well. And if you're not already, follow me on Twitter at Cincy Fan Zone. I live tweet during a ton of stuff, including wrestling stuff, so if you're not following me, you wouldn't have gotten my opinion live as it was happening as I was watching WrestleMania, so make sure you give me a follow there. And as I said again, check out my website, cincyfanzone.blogspot.com, and thanks for watching, guys.